Hi, welcome to Stories with Issues. I'm Lalo,
And I'm Robert.
and today we're covering Rorschach by Tom King, Jorge Fornes, and Jason Callis in the inking. Holy shit, this book is awesome.
I
You're
have
probably
not.
gonna hate it.
I have not yet watched the TV show that apparently this ties into. So, um,
Well, okay, I'm gonna explain that whole thing because this is actually a little funny. So, Watchmen, right? Took place in 1985. It finished in 19. It ended printing in 1986 or something, right?
correct.
Then DC came around and said, "Hey, we're bringing it back." Over in 2009 and 9 and 10, they did a series of books called
Before
Before
watching.
Watchmen.
God,
Yes.
those are too awfully long.
Um, and that was like that was the straw that broke the camel's back when it comes to Alan Moore's approval of comic books. Right?
Yeah.
After that and after the movie, Alan Moore became very, very vocal on how much he hated the comic book companies and well, he started talking shit about comic book companies around the 90s and early 2000s. But watch the Watchmen movie and the Watchmen before Watchmen books, where the straw that broke the camel's back when it comes to
The fuck you mean,
correct. Um, and then 2019, the Watchmen show came out. Actually, no. In 2017, 2016, DC Rebirth came out.
Oh God.
And DC Rebirth, and in DC Rebirth, we saw the comedian's button. And everyone unilaterally went, nope. But at the same time, they were like, interesting. This looks cool. And we covered that already if you want to look at the button and Doomsday Clock.
We covered
But
the gimmick. We're almost done with the gimmick for this month, at least.
And so the Watchmen show came out in 2019, and again, everyone went unilaterally. They rejected it out of hand, except for a couple people, me included. I was open to the idea of the show because I heard it was a different story. The Watchmen show is a continuation of the comic book taking place in 20.
It's the Halloween 2018 version of the Watchmen universe.
Correct. And Doomsday Clock.
I'm jumping in just so we don't confuse the fucking audience, please. So let's not add any more. Well, the DC Doomsday Clock's just the DC Universe's version of Watchmen. Let's just leave it at the show is the 2018 Halloween of the Watchmen universe, and that's what we're following, and that's what Rorschach follows.
Correct. And Tom King saw the show and was like, "This is brilliant. It's amazing. It's a beautiful piece of masterwork." And in 2020, he was actually asked to work on a Watchmen book because ka-ching.
Ka-chigga, ka-chigga, ka-chigga.
I swear to fucking God. And this is where we are right now. It is 2020. This book is coming out, and let's get to the story. So the story opens up with 6 shots being fired, and Rorschach's face exploding.
Well, you know what that sounds like? That sounds like a Scooter issue.
And we look back And we also have this little cowboy girl on a catwalk looking over Turley's um, campaign
I am
rally. He has
currently
secured it.
looking at a white woman's Instagram account from 2020.
The fuck?
A black squirrel.
Oh. Jesus Christ.
Ah, God, why? This. All right, continue on, Lalo. I'll gotta catch up once I get a shot.
Um, basically, these two were the killers. It was an assassination attempt against Turley, which is the political candidate going against Robert Redford, which at the end of Watchmen we learned that he became president, and in the Watchmen show we learned that he's been president for 5 fucking terms.
I
It's
mean,
almost like history's
the man's a movie star. I'm not surprised.
it's almost like history's repeating itself with Nixon in the Watchmen universe, because if you don't remember, in Watchmen, Nixon took over the presidential term and ran from the 60s all the way to 1985 until the world was about to end, and it didn't, because there was a squid attack that destroyed half of New York.
Skittles. Oh, I managed to at least get out of it. I'm just gonna open it issue by issue. I don't think my internet likes the 309 pages trying to all go at the same fucking time.
Damn it. Okay.
As nice as it be, Lalo, the only time that actually no, that didn't even work for Watchmen. So screw you, Lalo. Bing bong.
Didn't it work for Doomsday Clock?
No, I was doing issue by issue. That's why I was able to point out each cover. You really don't. You don't
Oh,
watch. You
shit.
don't even watch your own content, do you?
Hey, man. After it's been sent out, it's better to keep it out of sight, out of mind. I'm sorry.
Alrighty, moving forward. I got shit loaded
Um,
because I'm better than you.
got it.
I'm stronger.
Actually, I have it on physical, so like, fuck you.
Cool.
It's in Spanish, but like, who the fuck cares?
People who speak English.
Hey, it's not like I'm going on any monologue, so I can pull it up on my phone if you want to make a
No.
long monologue.
God no.
Exactly, that's what I fucking thought.
It'd be
Morning
funny.
after, we meet the detective in charge of the investigation against the Turley assassination attempt. It is played by Mark Ruffalo, and he doesn't get a name throughout the whole book. That's all you get.
Okay.
His face, because it's like a Rorschach test. It could be anyone or anything, right?
Damn fucking gimmick.
See what I'm doing?
Yeah, shut the fuck up.
I said, see what they're doing. So we get the detective, and he's breaking down the case. Basically, people are telling him that they don't trust. So they got the FBI investigating the assassination, and they also got, but they need the Turley campaign needed their own someone in their own team with them, because they don't fully trust that the assassination attempt was done. The assassination attempt was done on behalf of, like, it wasn't done by Turley, by Redford.
Okay.
1 second, Robert.
Let's leave it up to the Mexican. It's midnight, and he still has to do shit. Let's leave it up to him. Ka-chow. Oh, there he is.
Sorry about that.
Nothing, don't worry about it.
So the assassination attempt wasn't done by Redford's people. So they're getting their own detective in to look at it.
So on the upside, it wasn't a Watergate situation. Kinda, lightly, not really.
I'm not sure. I don't know much about American history, Robert.
Watergate, Nixon hired 2 thieves to break in and gather information on Democratic candidates.
Oh fuck!
Allegedly, They had no tie to him.
Allegedly.
So what they got him on was that I guess they found some tape that was like deleted for like 3 minutes. 3 minutes of tape that was gone, and that's what
Oh shit.
they were going to get him on. He would have been our first president that got impeached, but he stepped down as president, like full on removed from office type of impeachment, not like a
You can't.
not like
You
a
can't
Don.
fire me. I quit.
Yeah, it's not like the Donald Trump type of impeachment where he's like kind of technically impeached, but he didn't get removed from office. Nixon was about to get removed from office type of impeached. So he stepped
You said,
down.
no, fuck that.
So he stepped down, and that's how we got George Ford as president. And then that's how we got the peanut farmer as president, and then that's how we got Reagan as president.
I see.
And then Bush 41 was Reagan's vice president, and so once Reagan served his 2 terms, Bush 41 became president, and then after Clinton, that's how Bush 43 was just through his family.
Fuck. Okay, so they got nothing on them. They had nothing on them, and since Rorschach's face was, bomb, kaput,
Violated.
blown off. Yeah, they got no IDs. They got no way to identify, no nothing. They do say that they have a tape. They had a tape with them. That's all they had right now.
Okay.
So we go into the detective goes into the forensics office, and they're looking at the bodies, and they start breaking down that the girl, the woman, she has been identified as Laura. Right?
Okay.
Laura Cummings. Laura Cummings. She's been identified as Laura Cummings, and she had a bullet wound on the shoulder that was already addressed. Clearly, it was done by an amateur. So, before being shot.
Getting shot
after that
would probably ruin your day. Yeah.
No. Like, she was shot and then she was killed, like weeks later.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, she was shot in the shoulder and then she was killed by the police and the FBI, the Secret Service.
Whoop whoop! It's the sound of the police.
They say that the Rorschach mask is not like any other Rorschach masks.
Also, what the fuck are
it's
you
not
at?
like the
I'm kind of lost.
Oh, after the breakdown of the bodies and the orange Mexican looking panels.
Oh, okay, the Mexican panels.
Yeah.
And past all that jazz, so you're just like there's like a close up of like a spread panel of. Hold up.
There's a spread of Rorschach's and Laura's clothes.
Okay.
Basically, they're saying that. And next page. The mask that Rorschach was wearing was cheap. Was a Halloween, was a Chinese Halloween mask. And that's literally all they're going for. They're looking over what's on the tape, but they can't find anything because they don't have a tape player. Because it's 2020, and who has one of those anymore?
Actually, you'd be surprised.
Well, yeah. No. It's a reels to reels tape, not a cassette player.
Okay, you should have said reel to reel. That's a completely different thing, and it's a little bit more of a bulky thing to have just standing by. Radio stations probably should have some.
Yeah, but what the fuck are they? Who the fuck are we gonna ask right now? It's literally the night after the assassination attempt. Anyway, the detective says, okay. He goes over to talk to the guard that got the call that there were some bogeys on the site.
Some bogeys on the site, to say armed individuals.
There were some armed individuals on the site, and the detective is like, Well, no, the guard is like, please tell me. And the detective's like, I don't understand what you want. Please tell me what they're not gonna tell me. What's going on with me? He says, you're gonna die. It's like, fuck. And then he starts talking, telling what happened. They got a call. There were someone breaking down on the back. They didn't get the FBI was gonna get there, but the Secret Service was gonna get there, but they got first. And as soon as they opened, as soon as they walked in there, they were gonna head to the door, and boom, 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 shots fired immediately. Guy breaks. He gets hand broken, smashed by the door, and all his colleagues were assassinated on the spot. He was the only one remaining. He was shot, and then the door opens, and it's Rorschach.
Review.
He was gonna get Rorschach pulls a gun on him, about to shoot him on the chest, on the face. Then he hears the Secret Service. He flails and he shoots him in the chest instead.
Okay.
And so the detective's like, "Fuck, I got nothing still." Then he gets out. He gets on his pager a phone number. He he goes on to the phone booth, calls the numbers, and the it's the forensics guy. They found the reel to reels, and they got them playing. And it's weird shit. It's not a manifesto. It's not a statement. It's just weird shit. So they start playing it, and they believe that it's that the Rorschach, the guy who dressed as Rorschach was a guy named Will Myerson, was a comic book artist in the 1940s, in the 1960s. Now, here's where I'm gonna break it down for a little bit
Oh no. Oh no.
because
Please don't.
Will Myerson is not a real comic book creative. No. You need this context because it's Will Myerson is not a real comic book creative. It's actually an allegory for Steve Ditko, right?
Okay.
And Steve Ditko. Here's why I'm saying like you're gonna need this knowledge because Steve Ditko was an objectivist. He subscribed to the ideals of Ayn Rand, right?
Okay.
And he actually created the question based on those objectivist ideals. Well, he first created Mr. A under those objectivist ideals, and Mr. A became the question, which became then later Alan Moore took the question and created Rorschach with him as a way of making fun of not Myerson, but Steve Ditko.
So it's a fucking mess. Gotcha.
And Tom King is taking Will Myerson as an allegory for Steve Ditko in order to tell his story. And the tape um is the it's a recording done in the 70s at the house of Otto Binder, which was a comic book creative as well. And Otto Binder lost his daughter in a car crash. He's actually one of the people that created. I think it was Supergirl. Otto Binder created Supergirl, and then his daughter died, and then he became a recluse that never went out again. And we have this the recording says that this is Otto Binder. I'm here to talk to my daughter. This is Frank Miller. I'm here to talk to my grandma Brigham. And this is Will Myerson. And then Will Myerson's piece of the recording, it's cut off. It starts. There is a static on it. It says, well, gentlemen, let's leave it recording for a couple minutes, and we'll see what we get. And that, in and of itself, is an audio Rorschach.
Ooh, spooky.
like you leave the recording hanging and see what it records,
Okay.
and you hear what you, and then we'll see what you hear, and everyone's supposed to be hearing something different, and this is gonna come out way later in the book. And then so back at the Turley office. Skip two pages, please.
Already.
Well, the one that we see Rorschach and the kid.
Rorschach and the Kid. What the fuck you mean Rorschach and the Kid?
Rorschach, Laura Cummings. That's the name. That's that's her superhero name.
Oh, you gotta say.
Sorry, I thought I brought it up before.
Well, I see the kid. You say Rorschach and the Kid. I thought, okay, Rorschach and a little kid.
No. Sorry.
Okay.
I thought I legitimately. So, you see they're on the scaffolding, right?
Yes.
Okay. So they identified the two people, and Laura Cummings and William Myerson, and the guy is like, "What the fuck? Why? I thought this guy was like 80 years old." And the FBI is like, "Yes, but he hasn't gone out into the public since like the 70s. This is the only picture we got of him. He died without a family, without a license, without photos, without friends." And we got a couple of, but here's the thing: we got a couple prints off of the gun, and we ran them, against literally anything, and we got a match. And it's a match with Walter Kovacs.
Oh God, not this again. Please no.
Well, and the guy is like, "Wait, hold a fucking minute. Are you telling me that Walter Kovacs was the one who held the gun?" And like, "Yep. Look at the clock, detective. It's 2020. Rorschach is dead."
He's been dead for like almost 40 years at this point.
He's been dead for like,
35.
yeah, 35, 86 to 2019 to 35, 2021. My bad.
It's close enough. Let's say 35.
Yeah, 35 years. Don't worry, that doesn't come up again.
Okay. I'm in
Literally,
already. All right.
that is,
Keep trucking, man. Keep trucking.
yeah. What's this? The detective goes on to New York, to the Lewis Tower, and to see the apartment of Will Myerson. And we have a mirroring of this date that Will Myerson went on, like back in the 60s.
Okay.
He will, and that is the last time Will Myerson was seen out.
Ooh, spooky.
The reason why is because the date went horribly, and he was very excited about what he did, and what he did was comic books. He would talk to her. He talked to her about the Citizen, and like
So
literally
he's literally
punches
us.
pirate.
He's literally us.
Yeah, and the woman was like, "We went out. It was fine. Like I had a good dinner, but it wasn't what I was looking for a man." And I wanted someone more traditional, and he wasn't that. And then she got remarried. She got married, actually, not remarried. She got married, and she told the guy about Will, and the guy would not let it go. Will lived on a couple apartments next to her. The guy would make fun of him constantly. until Will just became a recluse. He basically died alone. Like he grew up a bitter old man.
So he's gonna be like us, huh? So we're looking into our future, Lalo.
Shut the fuck up, Robert.
Am I
Then
wrong? Am I fucking wrong?
the detective goes to the mailboxes and starts like talking. He talks to the office manager, and the office manager is like, "Yeah, the 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 mailboxes don't have names since like '85, since the squid attack. People were uncomfortable with having their name out there, and they took it out. It was understandable. I mean, half the world died that day.
Thanos snapped, bitch.
Well, half of New York, half the city.
Let me have my
But like,
fucking
it
joke.
was
Let me have
yeah.
my joke.
You have your fucking joke. But and he starts talking about like he asked about Will and like, well, Will was a nice guy. He always paid his rent on time. He never gave me issues. He actually like except for that one time. He went up to this he got a call. He went up to his apartment. He opened the door, it was open, and Will was on the floor bleeding. He got him up. Has sent. He said he needed to work. He sat him down on his chair, and he just started scribbling away. The detective looks over to the. He opens the drawer, looks over at the comic, like the pages, the 14 by 10s. I don't know, 14 by 12. Sorry, they're 14 by 12. Anyway, he and he's looking at the book, and it's the citizen fighting the unthinker, and he like starts beating on him. The unthinker they're talking about a fight that is never ending, and it's always like it's always ongoing, and it's about good and evil, and like yada yada yada. Then the battle never ends, and in the helmet it keeps repeating 14B. In the Unthinker's helmet, 14B, 14B. And if you're an avid comic book reader, you know that repetition is very, very important for some fucking reason.
Lalo, they're into comic books if they're watching this video.
Yes, I know. I'm just restating it because that's what
It'd
they
be
fucking did
like
in the book.
it'd be like
I'm just
pointing
saying what
it'd be
they
like pointing at
fucking
the
did.
ocean and saying, "Oh look, it's the ocean." Yet no shit, that's right the hill.
No, motherfucker, that's what I mean. Like, I'm just restating what they said on the fucking book, okay? Fuck you.
You're mistaking the obvious. Stevie Wonder could have told you that though, you know.
And the reason why is because the detective looks at the 14B and he goes to apartment 14B.
What? No way. Who would have thunk?
And at apartment 14B was this man who was like, yeah, I only talked to him once. Like, William was a recluse. And I'm a big fan of Pontius Pirate, man. Pontius Pirate is the Spider Man analogy for this book.
Okay.
I'm a big fan of Pontius Pirate. I wanted to ask him an autograph, but I never did. And like, okay, cool, whatever. Why did you have boxes here? You say you've been living in this building for a year, like for a couple of years. Why do you still have boxes around? And like, oh, I just moved to this apartment like a week ago. And the detective's like, why? The lady in the lady in this apartment wanted to move out because of her husband had just passed away. She didn't need the extra room. I wanted a bigger apartment, so I talked to the office and we got sorted out. I moved out. She moved. I moved in here. She moved out.
God, really?
We switched.
Everything is
But
deciding that now it wants to fucking give me notifications. Sorry, Lalo.
um, and he directs him to the right apartment to talk to the old lady. And when he gets there, he starts talking to her, and he drops a picture of Laura. And the lady like freaks out because, well, it's a picture of a dead woman.
Yeah, I would freak out too.
She's like, "You know this woman, don't you? She came here to your apartment in 14B, didn't she?" And the lady's like, "Yes. Now, will you please tell me how your husband died?" "He died of a heart attack. Tell me what happened." And she just says it all. Um, Guy in a Rorschach mask broke through the door, started beating the shit out of my husband. Lady, this little 19-year-old fucking kid with wearing a Lone Ranger costume, pointed a gun at me. My husband fell on the floor, had a heart attack. The child said, um, if you if you if you tell this to anyone, or if you talk to anyone about this, you will die. Kid couldn't have been older than 19. The Rorschach guy, and stands up, says, "We're busy, need to save the world," and walks away. And that's it. Into the next page, please. Next issue.
All right, moving forward.
At this point, the detective has had time to simmer on the case.
Okay.
And he's already seeing like holes in the story of everyone he's meeting, almost like they're incomplete. And the reason why is like he's trying to figure out why the fuck is going on. You're in the issue?
Yes.
Got it. We go back to Hannah, Wyoming in June 30th and there was an accident in a mine. And the mine blew up with everyone inside of it. And it killed 100. No. Fuck. How many?
A shit ton of
A
people.
shit ton of people. Thanks, Yomiko.
Below me.
It killed a shit ton of people. It killed a shit ton of people. Few of them were Vietnamese. Few of them, but a lot of them were. The rest were American.
On the railroads.
I think so.
Those people would have been from the Asian countries.
Jesus fucking
Ain't no white people working on the railroads.
It's a fucking mine, Robert. Jesus
Christ. Oh, it was a mine?
Yeah,
then,
it was a
then
mine.
It should be white people. Why would
the mine?
Why?
The mine blew up and collapsed.
Well, I said the railroad, and you said yes. So bing bong, screw you.
There are railroads in the mines.
They wouldn't allow no colored people to be working in the mines in 1903. Am I wrong?
I don't know.
They would have gone rich, and they would have had power. We don't like power. No, they don't like him having power.
And the reason why I bring up the mines thing is because it kept happening, and weird shit kept happening in that one city or town. But the government assigned a special spot for the people who were affected by the accident in the mines to be buried properly. And that's where Laura's father worked. He was a groundskeeper for the
cemetery.
For the cemetery. Sorry. And Laura's dad. I'm gonna just pile through this plot line, okay?
Okay.
It's probably like one issue. Laura's dad was an objectivist who believed that the squid attack wasn't a first strike. It was a first and one. It wasn't a first and over. They were coming back, and he needed to train his daughter in order to prepare for the squid attack
Okay.
because they're coming. The squids are coming, and they'll be like they'll take over us.
The squids. The squids. They're coming. They're coming. The squids. All right. Continue.
And he trained Laura to be a fantastic gunslinger. And every time she would aim, and that bullet would drive through the air and hit the target always on the spot. And basically, he starts like we find out the guy his wife the guy's wife started questioning him,
Okay.
and like she started saying shit like, I'm gonna leave you and I'm gonna take the Lori away. Maybe this is the right we're not doing the right thing. Maybe she's not special. And that was a sad day. That was a sad day that the squids took over her mind and I had to kill her.
Get in me head. Get in me head.
And
So they were pretty much in a doomsday cult. She was raised in a
correct.
doomsday cult.
And basically she trained so long, and she never got a childhood because of it. We get like moments where she is like a perfect gunslinger, and like guys put bottles over their heads, and she just shoots it out with like the precision of fucking Robin Hood.
Can you talk about the fact they just shoved the squids that they think are parasites in the lady's face?
Yeah. Also, do you remember the Watchmen show? Did you watch the first episode?
I watched part of the first episode.
Okay, those are the same squids.
Okay.
The ones that rain down from the sky.
Yes,
Yeah,
I know which ones you're talking about. There's only one squid in the first episode.
And the lady at the diner that the detective was in, he's like, well, are you done, honey? Are you done for the day? He's like, no, I just need some air. Like, look at this beautiful day. Like, she starts like rambling. As we hear like, we go back to the flash to Lori just shooting bottles that she's thrown in the air and then shooting them straight out of the air. And she gets a call from her father. And her father's like, basically, she was raised in a world of comic books. In a doomsday cult, but inspired by comic book ideals.
Okay.
And one of their biggest authors was Will Myerson.
Oh God, they keep on going back to fucking Will Myerson. I swear to God, I'm gonna hang myself.
He's the main Rorschach guy. Will Myerson was the. Here's the thing. He wrote The Citizen, right?
Okay.
And The Citizen is the question, and he is on. But he also published Pontius Pilate, which Pontius Pilate was an allegory of The Citizen.
Okay.
Yeah. No. They took The Citizen and made it Pontius Pilate. Like, they basically took Rorschach, which was an objectivist, and made it into Pontius Pilate. The Citizen was Spider-Man. Like, the ideals of the character of like goodness prevails over evil, and
Oh, so you were a model?
Yeah, and it says that the basically Meyerson didn't believe in what Pontius Pilate was about. He wrote it that was for the masses, for the rednecks and the people, what's the conservatives,
Damn right he did. Yeah.
or more like the objectivists, not the conservatives. I'm sorry, but the objectivists. Well, Myers, he wrote the Citizen under his beliefs, which were more like like
Progressive.
not liberal, yeah, more progressive, under more progressive beliefs. And his Laura's father's like, by the way, don't go into the page where she's shooting the bottles,
Yeah.
and then we get the lizard
Yeah.
on the next page. Don't go into the next page until I tell you.
Oh yeah, I know what happens, Lalo.
Damn it.
Lalo, if you ramble for too long, I thought you were going actually have a point you were ahead of me, so I kind of go a little bit forward.
Damn it.
Bing bong.
He basically okay. He says I was reading our favorite author, Will Meyerson, and we and there he was but it wasn't Pontius Pilate. It was the Citizen, and he was talking about like good and evil and a never-ending fight that we never know where it's gonna take us, and it made me wonder what side I was on, and that's when I knew the squids had got me.
Get out of me head. Get out of me head.
And he begs Laura to kill him because and he says that he tried and he couldn't he couldn't actually do it.
Bro, this man must have Jordan the Clintons.
And Laura does it. She's like a strong soldier. She does it. She does it without even question his command. And we go back to the diner.
You know what? Screw it. I want a Walking Dead esque Watchmen storyline about the squids. The squids are actually all parasites, and now they're like,
No, but hold on, but they're not though.
yeah.
They're not real because you read Watchmen.
Let me, That'd be a cool what if situation though, wouldn't it? Like there'll be
Yeah.
like a Elseworld story for the Watchmen where the parasites and like now they have to fight to survive or something. I don't know. Watchmen and zombies.
Robert. But that kills the whole meaning of Watchmen.
They did that with Doomsday Clock.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
No, at the end of the Doomsday Clock just says everything up to Watchmen happened, but then we reveal like the people found out the truth. Here, they don't know the truth. No one knows the truth because because it would
shitty.
end the world.
And it's still shitty. All right, moving forward.
Anyway, well, okay. So Rorschach and the kid walk into the diner, sit in front of the detective, and he says, "I read your journal, Laura, but like, what does it mean?" Like, it was interesting. I found it on like I found it on the spot where you wanted me to find it, and Laura's like, "Yeah, I hid it there for a reason. I wanted someone who would be kind and smart enough to find it and figure all this out." And the detective's like, "Okay, but what does it mean?" And Rorschach turns around over to him and says, "I don't know, detective. I don't know. You're the detective. What do you see?"
Ooh, spooky.
Guy pasted.
I do like how
Yeah.
this is kind of like paced like a detective story, like a 70s detective story. Like I know with like, a lot of the theming for like the artwork and stuff.
Well, this is based. The set dressing over this is comic books, right?
Yes.
But the inside, the whole inspiration of the book It's funny that you mentioned that
It's
because
a
I wanted to
70s
bring it up.
cop dream. It's a
How?
70s cop episode.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, Tom King revealed like that's how he inspired himself out of a shit ton of movies that he saw during the pandemic.
If it works, right?
Yeah.
Also, it kind of fits having Robert Redford kind of being like in the story
Yeah,
somehow because he's
all the
old school Hollywood.
yeah, and he is also in the All the President's Men.
Okay, I don't know what films he's been in. I just know he's an old school Hollywood type.
Yeah, fair enough. It's also like the inspiration for this book, but whatever. Moving on.
Shut the fuck up.
He closes the notebook and pays the bill, and that's over.
Dun dun dun. DC future
And-
state.
Oh shit. That's 5G. Robert,
Huh?
that was 5G.
Really? Is that what that future state was supposed to be? Was 5G?
That's what that's what future state was supposed to be. That was 5G. That's amazing. Fucking love that.
Okay.
Okay. We got back into the prison cell, where this strong man is coloring the page of Pontius Pilate, and we get the little backstory of how Laura became the kid.
Okay.
She was traveling around with a circus, and she was the perfect gunslinger. She worked in the circus for a while, and she met this man who was a strong man of the circus, and she spent a lot of time together. They were friends,
Okay.
but not in a sexual way. Like she was she was a teenage girl who needed a friend, who felt alone in the world after she killed her fucking dad.
Details.
It's always the fun ones, isn't it? The ones with daddy issues. Anyway.
I'm not touching that. Not one bit. No.
Not touching it with a 10-foot.
Not even touching with a 20-foot bottle. No.
And the strongman was he was a massive. Anyway, she revealed to him. She told him once, they were at a party. Laura and they overheard a guy talking how he killed someone, right? And Laura was like, well, this guy's not with the program. This guy is he doesn't get it. So she was gonna kill the guy, and then the strong man pushed him over the edge. So Laura wouldn't do it. And that was the first time that the man killed for her.
Kinky.
And basically Laura broke it down to she broke down what's happening to him. He was in this cult. She doesn't call it a cult because she doesn't believe that it's a cult, but whatever. It is a cult. And basically she says, you're Rorschach. You are the reincarnation of Rorschach. Do you wonder why no heroes were born after the heroes haven't reappeared since the squid left came to New York? Because they all were killed by Dr. Manhattan in order to protect us from them.
Okay.
They knew that the squids have mental capabilities, so Dr. Manhattan obliterated them, except for Ozymandias.
You know what else has psychic abilities?
Ooh, what?
Go in Morbin time.
Fucking Christ. Except for Ozymandias, who Ozymandias believed that he was the strongest man in the world, so he could survive the attack of the squids, which is why he's the only one that we've seen since then. And the detective's okay, keep going. And so like Laura came to the strong man and said, "You're Rorschach. We're gonna be heroes together." And then they killed people and over and over and over and over and over until they were caught by he was caught by the FBI. It was clearly a sting, and there was nothing he could do about it. He was locked up, and he's been here forever. He's been here since then. And the detective's like, "But you know it's bullshit, right? Like, you know she lied to you." It's like, "Well, the kid never said anything." Like, no, 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 no. First of all, her name is Laura Cummings. She was found with Will Myerson, and she was dead. She was killed by the Secret Service, trying to kill President, trying to kill candidate Turley. She's dead. She lied to you. And the guy's like, "Well, no. Like, death couldn't stop Rorschach. So maybe she'll be back too." Well, anyway, I finished. I finished my drawing. What do you think?
The fuck
And
you
the
mean?
guy's like, the detective is like, "The fuck am I walking into?"
He did not. He does not get paid enough for this bullshit.
He is not getting paid enough for this bullshit. Anyway, we got back into basically breaking down what's been going on, like what we have so far. This woman and this man
The fuck you
dressed
mean?
us. What do you mean?
Because I've hit the. Like what I draw.
Oh no, 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 no.
Are we on the
Sorry,
next?
sorry, sorry.
Are we
Next
on the
issue.
next? Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, my bad. My bad. My bad. My bad. My bad. My bad. I'm sorry. I was for some reason I don't know why. This is the first time that's ever like hit me. Like this is the first time I've like slipped back into classic stories with issues. I'm just rambling while you're searching for the issue, so tell
Well,
me
I've
when
got
to
the
stop.
issue. It auto plays it, unlike what you told me to do with the Batman button. Fuck you. Also, I like this cover a lot because it's kind of like the callback to
It's
Manhattan and Vietnam and
and
Apocalypse
you know
Now.
do you know why we get it? Do you know why we get it?
Let me guess.
We're going back to Vietnam,
Yeah,
buddy.
shit, no fucking shit. That's what it's. Oh, I'm gonna smack you. Bonk.
Also, by the way, after there's some knowledge that I want you to know because it's
Some
important to me that you know this.
knowledge with my Lamborghinis.
After Dr. Manhattan won the war at Vietnam, yeah, we fucking took that.
Damn right he did. USA.
The, U- the
USA.
US, the
USA.
US, the US made Vietnam the 51st state.
Damn. Puerto Rico got fucked.
It's a goddamn motherfucking country in and of itself.
Puerto Rico got fucked. I mean, look at Alaska. That's how we got Alaska we bought from Russia. It was fucking hilarious.
That's a whole fucking country, and they're right there.
I mean,
Anyway,
if you think about it, it's actually a good investment because you don't have to spend any money on infrastructure.
nah,
It's already there because we've already rebuilt it
it's already there.
because we were the ones who already destroyed it, so we built it back. So now I might as well just take it, right?
Yeah.
Yoink.
Anyway, we get the story. We get a recap of what's been going on. Like, there's this woman and this Rorschach-looking dude. They came in, tried to kill Turley, who is the Republican candidate for the going up against Robert Redford, which is the Democrat candidate slash president. See?
Just say the incumbent, Lalo. The incumbent.
The fucking what?
The incumbent.
What the fuck does that mean?
That means he's currently occupying the seat and he's seeking re-election.
I didn't know that. Okay, sorry.
Most of the time, when they talk about incumbents, they're talking about state senators. You know, they're talking about the lower seats in the judicial, not the judicial system, but our branches of power. So they usually talk about the senators and the representatives. because you can only really be the incumbent one other time as president, because 2 terms, and
Yeah.
but for like senators and stuff, you can be incumbents for as much time as you want, and depending on the state constitution, you can also be the governor. How many? I think most states also adopted the 2 terms for governor thing because hey, it works for the presidency, might as well work for the governorship, which is just the government, which is just the
The thing,
president
it
of our
doesn't work
state.
for the president. Here's the thing, it doesn't work for the president.
What?
You
What do
should be
you?
like you should be like Mexico. We get one
No,
term for 6 years.
no.
Why not?
Give the
And that
fuck.
works for Mexico. That works for Mexico. One term for 6 years. That's all you get.
Because that's how long the senator gets is 6 years.
It doesn't matter. Why not make it more?
Because we would have to overhaul our entire election system for that, Lalo.
But it would work.
We have it set for every 4 years because for some reason that's how it works. And you know how annoying that would be? Because how we have our election system, so the reason why the senators are 6 years is because it only takes out a third of the Senate at a time.
Okay, respectfully, Robert. Respectfully.
Shut the fuck
Shut
up.
the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up,
Yeah.
bro. Shut the fuck up, Lalo. I'm trying to give you some education.
I'm trying to narrate this goddamn comic books.
Continue to do the comic book read through.
Anyway, basically, skip to page. Basically, they're telling him that they don't trust the FBI or the police or basically anyone related to this case because they all work for Redford.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But we cannot let Turley go on and spew bullshit of Redford trying to kill him because that will immediately tank the election.
Get on me head.
And so if Turley asks, no, Redford is not involved. There is no evidence to Redford being involved. Do you understand, detective?
The fuck you
And the
at?
detective's like, page like 1, 2, 3, 4. Page 4.
Okay, well, you gotta remember they count everything as a paid show. Like, give me descriptions, man.
Okay. The detective is standing in. We see the detective on the bottom left corner, and a drink over with a guy talking to him.
Okay.
Basically, it says if Turley asks, no, Redford is not involved. There's no evidence that suggests that Redford is involved, and just calm him down, okay? You understand, detective? And like, yes, good, because you're meeting with him right now.
Sure.
And it's like, the fuck, right now? Yeah. Why do you think I have you in a bar right across the office? It's like, fuck. So he goes onto the office and starts being like patted down by security. Like they take off his jacket, and the guy's like, wow, all this for security? I feel like I'm one step away from being given um an anal search.
Wait a minute. So, in this universe, did 9/11 happen?
Dude, I have no fucking clue. That's a good fucking question.
Because, I mean, like, whatever. Okay, so, theologically, let's hypothetically here. Terrorists are about to hijack the plane. No, I don't think they would have, because there wouldn't be.
I don't think they would have either.
Okay, here's why, though. Because there wouldn't be Operation Desert Storm, so Iraq wouldn't have invaded fucking European Middle Eastern country. No, Kuwait.
Yeah,
So
the Mujahideen wouldn't have existed.
well, no, because Bin Laden was actually. This is a little bit of a random ass fact for you guys. Bin Laden was actually wanting to use his forces to defend Kuwait because he viewed it as an internal conflict between that region. It was only when the U.S. got involved, his hate for the United States and Western civilization was really sparked. So without the
Oh,
invasion of Kuwait, there would have been no 9/11.
that's fucking
There
interesting.
would have been no, Al Qaeda and any of that stuff because there would have been no.
I mean, two attacks directed and here's the thing. No, because it didn't happen because there is no like here's no one lives in New York.
Ah,
No one lives in New York anymore.
we don't talk
Ever
about
since 19
we
ever
don't
since
we don't talk about
1985,
Bruno, huh?
no, like no one lives in New York. New York is an empty state. It's an empty city
It's a ghost town.
since
It's a ghost town
yeah
now.
since 85.
Okay.
So there would be no absolute reason to attack the Twin Towers over there
Okay,
anymore.
fine. They hit the Golden Gate Bridge. They hit the Pentagon. They hit the White House.
Oh god, the White House would be so much more destructive. Holy shit.
I mean, the British fucked with it once, and we sent them back to fucking hell. So,
That's literally like every American movie ever made.
do you not know about the War of 1812, Hollow?
No, Robert. No, I don't
No.
know. I don't.
How do you not know about that?
No.
Bro,
I don't think I remember. I don't think I remember the details of it.
the British got pissed back at us. They lit the fucking White House on fire.
That's fucking amazing.
So
It's not. It's horrible.
we took their asses back to the coast and told you if you ever try that shit again, you're adopted. And then they never fucked with us again. Now we're best friends.
Okay.
USA,
Odd.
USA, USA.
Basically, the detective's like, you're the one that shot him. You're the one that shot the Rorschach. And the guy's like, yeah, 6 shots right in the face. Boom, 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 boom. It's like, please step away. Please step into in the restroom. Turley will be there with you. And
Imagine trying to serious conversation, right? And this guy's just on the fucking shittle.
I think it's a reference to LBJ. LBJ would like whip out his dick in the middle of Congress.
You know what was fucking hilarious, Lalo? I think this is the second time in a Watchmen related
That I brought that up.
that you brought up in a fucking Watchmen related issue. This
That
month,
LBJ whipped out his
this month,
whipped out his
Lalo,
dick in
this
Congress.
month. This is the second. If I had a nickel for each time you did it, I would have had 2, which isn't a lot, but it's good that's happened twice.
Well, what do you want me to say? LBJ, like, I researched
No,
this.
no. We're not moving forward with this. We're focusing on the book, Lalo.
I think it's fucking psychotic though.
Lalo,
Anyway,
we've covered this in the 4th episode of Watchmen. Go watch that.
um, well, anyway, he's Turley starts talking like immediately as he walks into the room, he starts spewing shit of how it's Robert Redford's fault. Like he did this, it's his fault. He should be held accountable for this. And the detective's like, actually, sir, there's no evidence that Radford was involved. He's like, oh shit.
The fuck you mean?
It's like, okay. And then he's like, if you allow me, sir, I can show you that what we got so far in the case. He's like, okay, 1 second, I gotta wipe first. Step into my office. I'll be there in a second.
Look, it's that piece of that thing from that one piece of media from that one thing.
And and then the detective looks over and he has a massive portrait of the comedian's smile.
I think it's just a smiley face. It's not really the comedian's smiley face.
The comedian's. It's the comedian's button.
The fuck.
And that's what it represents.
That's what it represents,
Because,
but that's not what it is. Fuck you.
No, that's why he has it in his office, because
it actually is the comedian's. Okay. Because it is.
So it is the comedian's. Yes.
We should have said you should have led off with the fact that he flashbacks back to Vietnam.
I was getting there, Robert. he gets back and he starts talking about the first time he met the comedian, how he was a soldier in Vietnam, and he saw the comedian for the first time holding just shooting Viet Cong. And after the fight, the guy was like, the comedian looks at him and says, "Do you know how many you got? I can tell you. Like, it's no problem to me." It's like, no. You can tell the general. Like my father wanted me to have a medal, and to be honest to God, I want a jacket filled with medals.
Sure.
And like, no, are you serious? Like, I can tell you. Like, you don't want to know how many men are dead because of you? How many children they won't have because of you? How many people? How many people in this race have died because of you? You don't want to know? And the guy's like, yeah, sure, tell me. And the comedian looks at him, starts laughing, and says, "Not enough." And the guy, Turley, just starts laughing. Basically, he starts spewing, like, he goes on in this, like, thank God, like, the comedian wasn't alive today. Because he would have gotten that shot. He would have made that shot. And then the detective asks, "When was the second time you met the comedian? You saw the comedian?" And says, "It was after we've won the war. He was in a bar with Dr. Manhattan." And basically, like, it was literally right after
Actually,
the scene with
yes,
the lady.
yes, the bastard child that he created.
Yeah.
Look,
And
Man and Superman. Is that a reference from Doomsday Clock, Lalo?
I need you to shut the fuck up.
No. Go check out those those videos. Those were fun.
Um, and then the detective leaves. He leaves this is the office. They search him up again, and the guy's like, "I gotta make sure you didn't take anything." And they take off his jacket. They start patting him down, like, "You want to punch me, right?" And the detective's like, "No, but if you want to get hit, I'll see what I can do about it." Goes to the bar right across the street. The guy he was meeting with, he's like, "So, did he say anything about Redford?" And the detective just sighs and says, "No, no, he didn't." And as he walks out of the bar, the Rorschach and the kid are laughing right beside him, just laughing at him.
I'm not trapped in with you. You're trapped in with me.
Jesus fucking Christ!
Oh look, it's also Superman. You know that book's gonna go up in
Oh,
price when that movie comes out.
when that movie comes out,
Okay, and with that, that was our first part of Rorschach. Um, Lalo.
um, thank you so much for watching. Please continue with next week when we talk about. Well, we're doing a double feature next week,
We're doing
unfortunately, because
Spawn,
we're covering Spawn for Halloween
and
on
then
Tuesday.
on Friday for our normal video, we're doing part 2 of Watchmen and wrapping up
And
our month of Watchmen content.
thank you for watching. I'm Lalo,
And I'm Robert.
and this is Thursday Dishes. Good night.
Good night.